Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to another video. Today I'm going to show you how to create a Travis Scott Afro House remix in FL Studio. So I'm going to show you how I've created all the elements. I'm going to show you how I've built all the layers separately. And then I'm going to show you how to arrange the track, how to create an interesting remix. But before I'm going to start off with the video, I first want to mention I've just released a new producer bundle, which is called Elements. So this is my new go-to sample pack for creating Afro House. So I've included some amazing loops, one-shots, diva presets, 15 projects where I've included all the stems, and all the files are pre-mixed and easy to use. So if you want to check out a free preview of the pack, make sure to check out the link in the description or check out the full bundle. But right now, let's start off with the video. So the first step for creating a remix is separating the vocal from the instrumental. So you could do this within FL Studio by using the stem separation tool or splitter tool. So I've already separated the vocal from the beat in this case. So this is Goosebumps from Travis Scott. Sounds very good. So I've removed the part of Kendrick Lamar, just using Travis Scott. It fits the arrangement for an Afro House track. So I had to make some adjustments regarding the original arrangement of the track. So in this case, we're creating a track in 120 beats per minute. And this is in most of the cases the BPM which you'll use to create an Afro House track. So first I'm going to show you how to create all the drum layers. So at first we're starting off with a simple kick, which is following this pattern. So this kick sounds slightly distorted, but I think is great, especially when I want to create a very groovy sound for the drums. And then I'm adding a shaker loop. So it's a shaker loop from the Chemistry Producer bundle. And next up, we're adding some new loops. Very easy to use, drag and drop. So right now we've already added a lot of texture for the drums. So right now we want to make sure we add the main groove by adding some percussions which contain some mid and low frequencies. So our main element which we're going to add is a wide tom, which already contains some reverb. And the tom sounds like this. It's used in a lot of Afro House tracks, so let's have a listen. So let's zoom in a little bit so you can see the pattern. So I think right now it sounds so cool. So we have to make sure we add some percussions in the background. So the first element which I'm adding is a wooden percussion. So those are often used in those types of tracks. So in this case, I'm adding this one, which is following a unique rhythm. So it sounds very organic by playing around with the volume. So it follows this rhythm. So after the first samples playing, there is a more quiet one, and then a loud one, quiet, loud, quiet. And I'm adding 4 elements every step. So when we layer it together with all the other elements, it adds a unique sound, a very organic sound. And also adds a lot of rhythm, and it just speeds up the velocity for the full track. So next up, we're adding another crucial element, which contains some more mid frequencies. And an element like this, and in this case a tom, is often used in those tracks. So this tom sounds like this. It already contains some reverb, and I'm playing it in C, in the root note, and at A, just to switch it up and make it unique. So let's have a listen how it sounds on solo. It's also a very fast pattern, but it goes very well together when we play it with all the other layers. It's still in the background. It's not a main sound, but it adds a lot of groove in the end. So after adding this element, we have to add another layer. So in this case, I'm adding a clap, which is following a slightly different pattern, which we've used for the wide tom. Then I'm not done yet, so I'm adding some more cymbals, so a head, a ride. And we're also adding some high drums. So for example, this tom, which already contains a lot of reverb. And all the samples are included in the Chemistry Producer bundle. So let's play the elements all together. A lot of reverb coming in, roll. As you can hear, there is a lot going on for the drums. So we have to separate some of the elements to, in the end, create an interesting arrangement. But later on in the video, I'm going to show you how to arrange those elements. So before I continue with the tutorial, I first want to mention my course. So in this course, I'm going to teach you how to make a living as a music producer like me. So I'm going to teach you all you need to know in just 6 steps. So this course contains over 23 video lessons covering all the topics. But if you're not sure yet, you can also download 7 free video lessons from the course and 1 in-depth document just to read it and figure out if you like it. And I've also created a beginner course for FL Studio. If you want to learn FL Studio, I'm going to teach you how to create a trap and house track. You can find all the information in the description or 7beats.com. So let's continue with the video. So next up, we're adding the melodies. So at first, we're starting off with a piano. So in this case, you have to make sure the piano fits the key of the vocal. You could, for example, use a key detection tool, for example, but in this case, I'm creating this track in G minor. So Goosebumps from Travis Scott is originally created in G minor. So you just want to make sure the new chord progression is also in G minor because you don't want to pitch shift the original vocal. So for the piano, I'm using the Autograph Grand from Labs. So in this case, I've used a simple chord progression which sounds very slow, very long chords. So try to switch it up and create something unique. So it's still are very static chords, but I really liked it. So let's have a listen. Okay, so that's it. So right now the next step is adding some low frequencies. So we could use a simple bass preset. So for the bass, I'm using a preset from Modular V. So I'm using the pointy bass preset, which sounds like this. A very analog sounding bass, really like it. And I'm just using the root notes from the chord progression. So in this case, it sounds like this. So that's it. So let's layer it with all the other elements and mainly the chord progression. In the background. So a very organic sounding bass, but I wanted to add some more low frequencies. So I'm using this deep bass, which is called Groove from the Chemistry Producer Bundle Serum preset, which sounds like this. I think it sounds really cool. And I'm layering it with the other bass. Adding some deep frequencies. Switching it up. Then we want to use a simple pad sound, and I highly recommend adding an element like this to add some more texture to your track. So in this case, I'm using another preset from the Modular V, which is called the Poly Mogu. Sounds basically like a drone sound, pad drone, really cool. And I'm just playing it in the root note of the track in this case. So let's have a listen when we play it together. A simple detail, but it adds some expression to the track. So I really like it, and I always add some elements like this to my tracks. So then we're adding the main pluck, and in most of the cases the same pluck is used over and over again, but I think in this case is a great fit. So I'm also using the R preset from the Serum preset pack, and it's playing this rhythm. And I think it goes very well together with the drums, and it's basically playing a drum sequence. So that's why I think it adds a lot of groove to this track. And it's still a very simple element. So then we're adding some simple up and down lifters from the Chemistry Producer Bundle. And an uplifter. And also a crash. So I've layered this crash with some white noise, and I think it sounds really good. Okay, so right now I've showed you how I've created all the layers. So right now I'm going to show you how to arrange a track like this. So first we're starting off with some simple drums. So I'm already adding some percussion loops and some simple drums. So like this. In the next section, so after 8 bars, we're adding more layers. So some more main elements. And I'm also adding the poly pad. Still a simple introduction. So next up, we're just adding a bass line and a piano for the break part of the track. So right here the vocals playing and more basses are coming in. Still some drum loops are playing in this case. So right here, I'll do some automation. So removing some high frequencies from the drums. So the plug is coming in, also automated the plug. So I'm opening up the cutoff filter. Building up. Fill coming in, drum fill. Very simple, still very simple. So there's a lot of white noise in the background to create that build-up feeling. So you have to make sure you add those elements, but make sure they're still in the background. So then we're transitioning to the main part of the track where all the main drums are playing. So in the beginning of the tutorial, I've layered all the elements which I've added. But in this case, I've switched it up and separated some of the elements in the arrangement. So right here, we have 8 bars where the clap is playing. And in the 8th to 2nd bar of the drop, the tom is playing. And those two elements are almost playing the exact same rhythm, but it just switches up the whole vibe for the track. So this is the first section. So right here, switching it up. Really like the groove on this one. So let me add the acapella right now. The main part for the track. But it's also the hook in the original track. Still leaving a lot of room for the vocal in this case, so I didn't add a main element for this beat. Switching it up. So in this case I really like it when the vocal switches, but also the drum switch up. So in this case the transition from clap to tom. So that's it. So I think the vocal goes very well together with the rhythm of the track. And then basically the same elements are repeating. Then we have 8 bars. A break, then we have a build up again. So then I'm switching it up, I'm adding a pause of 8 bars right here. And then basically the main part is repeating again. So that's how to create a Travis Scott remix in FL Studio. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave it a thumbs up and subscribe. If I haven't already, make sure to let me know in the comments if you want me to finish this remix. It still isn't finished, needs some mixing, needs some final tweaking, but maybe I'm gonna upload it to YouTube or SoundCloud. So let me know in the comments if you like this remix. And also make sure to check out the Chemistry and Elements producer bundles. Both the links are in the description, and those projects are built using those samples. So with those being said, I hope you have a great day. I hope you create some awesome remixes, and I hope to see you in the next video.